Hello guys, welcome you back to my channel. My name is Partner, so it's good to be here again and I hope you guys are doing great. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for always supporting me, for always stopping by. I appreciate you guys a lot. Like, I can't stop thanking you guys, honestly. And if you're new, you're welcome. Please don't also forget to subscribe, okay? Remember to turn the bell notification bells on, okay? Because that's the only way you get notified every single time I upload a new video. So today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to draft and cut out a princess dart bustier. So here is the piece I'm going to be working with. Okay, I have the main fabric here. I have an interfacing. I've already ironed it and it's attached alongside with the lining. So I'll be cutting it all together. Okay, and here is the half length cut. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take the measurement from top to the end. So here I will get my chest line. That's the armhole line, which is 9. I usually use 9 for an average woman. So I'm taking note of 9. Then the breast point line is 12. Okay, so I'm going to add half an inch with making 12.5 because of we're going to add the allowance at the top of the shoulder. Okay, so coming down to the under bust is 14.5. Then I'll mark 15. Okay, so all I do now is just to convert this to a straight line. From here to here is the chest line of 9. From here to here is the bust point line. And from here to here is the under bust line. Then of course the length. Okay, so here I'm going to get the shoulder line. And the shoulder measurement will go by the 8 by 3 inches mark. I first of all take the 8 inches mark here. And from here I get the 3 inches mark. Then at this point I get the 1 inch for shoulder slope. So I'll create my slope here. Okay, now from here coming down here, I'll just impute my neck line here. My neck width, I'm making use of 4 inch, while my neck depth, I'm making use of 6, 4 and 6. And this is how I want my neck line to be, this shape, like a cuff shape this way. Okay, so this is settled. Now the shoulder measurement of this person is 17 divided by 2. We have 8.5. So I have 8.5 marking along this shoulder line now, because obviously it has exceeded 8, right? So this is it, 8.5. Then I'm also going to add half an inch for that. That's for the shoulder line. So I'll just get this now. So what I have here is 9. That's 8.5 for the shoulder plus half an inch, making 9. So I'll also get the 9 all through so that I can get my angle 90 degree for the armhole cut. So here it is now. So from this shoulder slope here, this point here to this end, I'll get the center. What I have here is 8. The center is 4. So at this center point, I'll come in by half of an inch. Okay, so I could get my armhole as for my front armhole. So here I'll just take it this way. So I have my front armhole here. Okay, now this is my chest line. I will impute my bust measurements here now. So taking my bust measurements here, the bust is 42 divided by 4. I have 10.5. So I'm going to input my 10.5 here. I'm not adding any allowance yet. Okay, it's about 9.75. I just want to get the center. And if I get the center of that, what do I have? Okay, so approximately 5 actually. So I'm going to get the center here. So here, we need the center now because of the darts we are going to be creating. So take note of this. You measure from here, get your curve, whatever you have it in your curve, you get the center. So this is it here. We are keeping that aside for now. So I'll come down to this point now and put in my bust span measurement. The bust span measurement is the nipple to nipple measurement, and for this person is 8 divided by 2, that is 4. Okay, yes, with an extra half of an inch allowance, that's 4.5. So here is my bust span. You might want to take note of your lines. Here is the center line, here is the bust point line, and here is the waist, sorry, the under bust line, and here of course the waistline. So at this my bust point line, I'm going to put the bust span of 4.5 here. Can you see this? Then coming down to the under bust line, I will take away half of an inch from that, which will give me 4. So I will mark 4 here. I will come down to the waistline. I will also mark 4. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is to connect this line from the under bust to the waistline here. Then I'm going to connect it to this bust point line here, like this. Can you see this? So from this bust point line, I'm going to take it now to this center line here we have at this armhole line. So from here, from the bust point to this armhole line. Okay, so you can see we're already having our princess dart line now. So now the next thing I'm going to do now is to create my breast cup. Okay, now for the under bust line, I'm going to be using 2 inches. Okay, for an average woman, 2 inches is ideal. Say from bust, say for between 36 and 42 thereabouts, you can use 2 inches, or lower than 36 you can do 1.5. Bigger than 42 you can do 2.5. A very busty person you can do 3. Okay, so it varies. So this bust person, the bust measurement is 42, so I'm going to be working with 2 inches. Okay, so from this under bust line, this line we have created here, from here I'm going to measure 2 inches, and I'll come down to the waistline. I'll also do the same thing. I'll measure 2 inches. So I'll take it straight down. Okay, now from this is my bust point line here, right? So from this bust point line, I'm going to go down by 1 inch. From this line here, I'll go down by 1 inch. You can see the 1 inch mark here. Can you see this? So I'm just going to use this. From here, I'll connect it to the under bust. So this is going to create my cup for me. Just curve it. So I'm creating the lower cup now. You can see this. Okay, so coming down to this place now, remember what we had here was 2 inches. So whatever it is you have here, you take away half an inch from it and impute it on this side. Here is 2. I'll take away half an inch, so I'm left with 1.5, right? So I'm going to be putting in the 1.5 here. But mind you, whatever it is you're going to end up putting here, you will split it into 2. Okay, so this armhole line you have here, you split it into 2. Half of it will go to this side, half of it will go to the other side. So for instance, what I have is 1.5, right? If I split it into 2, that's 0.75. So at this point here, I'll mark my 0.75. Remember, our marking is on this armhole line. Take note of that. And from this point here, I'll also mark 0.75 this way. Are you seeing it? 0.75 from here, 0.75 from here. So coming down to this bust point now, I'm going to go up by 1 inch. Remember, on this side we came down by 1 inch, but from here now, this same bust point, I'm going up on this line by 1 inch. Okay, so the reason why we are going up and down is to actually give us room to be able to create a perfect cup for the breast. So from this 1 inch above the bust point line, I'm going to connect it both to this 0.75 line we have here. So from here, I'll connect it to this place, and from this same here. Okay, so here it is. So all I need to do now is to this line, I'm just going to blend it properly to give me a perfect cup. So you can see our curve has been created. Okay, yes. So coming down to this place now, you see this line now where that's created our best curve. We're going to take it up by 1.5 or 2 inches. The reason why we usually do this for a presence that is ideal, because whenever you're sewing it, because of this curve that have been created, there's tendency that this line is going to be shorter than what you have on this part. So it's better you always add 1.5 to 2 inches here every single princess that you are creating. It's ideal to do that. So from here I'm just going to add, say, about 2 inch here. I'm just extending this line to 2 inch mark. You can see this. I'm just extending it to 2 inch mark. That's all. We are done here, guys. So the only thing left for me now is to impute in my measurements for the bust and the under bust. Yeah. So coming down to this bust point now, remember initially we already have our bust measurement imputed here before we got our armhole curve. So all I need to do now, this allowance here, which is about 1.5 inch, I'm going to put it back here. Okay, and also I'll put in an extra allowance to work with for turning of linings and all that. So I'm making use of 3 inches. Yes. Then coming down to the under bust line, which is 39. If I divide it by 4, that is 9.75. So here is my 9.75. Then remember there's a dart here of 2 inches. It's going to be going off, so I need to put it back here. Okay, so I'm going to also add that extra 2 inches. Okay, then afterwards, then I'll add my 3 inches allowance as well to work with, and so that's it. So I'm just going to take it down to the waistline. Guys, believe it or not, this is it. So all that is left for me now is to join this part together. Okay, now that we have our bust line measurement, if I connect this way now, this is going to be our armhole line. So all that is left for me to do now is to cut this off. So you can see this is for the front piece. So right now I'm going to cut out for the back piece. Zip allowance measurement of 2 inch is what I'm working with. Okay, so remember we put in the shoulder, get the shoulder slope as well, the 8 by 3 inches mark. From here we come down by 1 inch, right, to get our shoulder slope. So the shoulder for this person, remember, is 17 divided by 4, that's 8.5. Okay, and we added extra half of an inch, making it 9. So taking note of that. So we have to come down to get our chest line. The chest line of 9, the bust point was 12.5, and the under bust was 15. Okay, so coming down here, to order to get our armhole curve, put 9 inches, okay, which is the shoulder line, right? We get a straight line. So if you also remember, from here to here, we got the midpoint of 4. So here you don't need to come in by half of an inch. Okay, this is the back armhole. We only did that for the front armhole. So here I have the center. I'll just take it from here and get my armhole curve. Okay, so here is my back armhole. So at this point, I'll impute my bust line, which is 42 divided by 4. That was 10.5 here. Okay, And just like we did for the front piece, I got the midpoint, and here is about 9, so the midpoint is 4.5. Okay, so here is the midpoint 4.5. So we'll come down now to the bust point. This is the bust point, this is the under bust. So for the bust point line, I marked 4.5. Then on the under bust, I came down half an inch, so I marked 4. On the waistline as well, I also marked out 4. Okay, so what I did, I connected it this way, and from this under bust, connected it to my bust point. From this bust point, connect it to the center here, this center of the armhole we got. And guys, that is it. We've created the armhole for. So what I'm going to do now on this line, just like we did for the front piece, like I said, in order to avoid any jump when you're connecting, showing your princess dart to the other main piece, you need to add about 1.5 or 2 inches. So I'll also go up by 2 inches here. I'm just extending this line to 2 inch here. Yeah, so here, this is the main line. So what I'm going to do now is to input my other measurements. So remember, here on this bust point line, we already have the bust point measurements. I'm just going to add extra 3 inches. Okay, then on the under bust line, we have 39 divided by 4, that's 9.75. I'll mark that down, then I'll add an extra 3 inch as well. And what I'm going to do now is to connect this from the bust to the waist and down. So that's it, guys. We're done. So we're good to go to cut this out. So what I'm going to do also, let me input my neck line. Remember, we're using a neck width of 4. For the front, I use the 6. For the back, let me use 4. Okay, so I'll just create my neck shape, and remember, I have to take it down to this zip line. So we are good to go. Now this is optional. Okay, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. So from this line already we have here, I will just move up. From this line, I'll move up by 1.5 inch here. Okay, so I'll connect this line to this same bust point line here and extend it by that same 1.5 inch. You see that? You can decide to do it this way, and you will still get your dart properly flattened. Okay, so I'm just taking it from here now to the bust point line. So this is going to be the new armhole. That's it, guys. So all that is left for us now is to just cut all this out. So you can see these, guys. Here is the front piece, and here is the back piece. And what I'm going to do now is to cut out the sleeve first. Now the sleeve length I'm working with is 10. Okay, so I'm going to add half an inch for joining it at the upper part, and half an inch to the lower part, so making 11. So I'm going to mark 11. So I'm going to mark 11 inch for the sleeve length. Okay, so this is what I need. But I want to cut out the both sleeves together, so I'll just fold this into 2 along the line that I marked. So here I have it. So I will input the calf size. Okay, so I also have a video on how to create a basic sleeve pattern. It's quite I don't know, very easy and very explanatory. Okay, I also have that link in the description box. Okay, so we got our calf size first. Then here I put in my the armhole line I'm working with plus an extra inch allowance. Create a straight line from here. Okay, so here is the armhole cord. I hope you can see this now. So on this line, the round sleeve of this person is 16 divided by 2, so that's 8 inches. Okay, so because it's a free sleeve, okay, like a normal kind of sleeve, so I'm going to be adding an extra 1.5 inch to that for the looseness of the sleeve. Then I'll add another 1 inch I'll be using to sew it up. Okay, so that's it. All I do now is just to connect it, so I can cut this out. I'll notch the center. So here it is for the sleeve. So setting this aside, I will cut out the band for the sleeve and for the neckline. I'm going to cut it out as if I'm cutting out the facing. So I have this. So I'll take the center, this is the center front. So I'm going to place it like this because I want the band for the neckline. I want it to be like, say, 1.2 inch, not exactly 1 inch. And I don't want it to be like 1.5. Just want it a little bit above 1 inch. So I'm just doing this. First of all, I'm going to mark out the neckline. Remember, it's on fold. So because I'm marking out 1.2 inch, I'm not going to mark exactly that. I'm still going to put allowance. Remember, when you place it on the neckline, you are going to use half an inch to be sewing it. That you use the nylon to turn it. Half an inch for turning the neckline, and also half an inch to sew it on the main dress. So 1 inch extra allowance is good. So I'll add that to the 1.2 inch. So I have 2.2 inch. Okay. So here it is. You can just draw out the shoulder line so that you can see. So this is the shape. So what I'm going to do now is to measure. Starting from here, I'll start measuring 2.2 inch, or to be on a safe side, you can just do 2.5. Okay, so I'll just measure 2.5. I can always trim it out later. Just measure 2.5 all the way. Okay, so here, just gently do this so that you can get the perfect curve. Okay, so here it is. You can go ahead and cut this off. Okay, so this is how it's going to be on the neckline. Let me just show you this. So this is the neckline. This is how it's going to be. You place it like this. Okay, so remember, when you're turning with your lining, half inch is going to go in, and also here I'm going to take in like half of an inch. Okay, so that's what I was trying to explain. So that's it. So but for that, I'll also cut out an interfacing, say a light interfacing to it, okay, so that it can give it a, a smoothing structure, okay. Yes, but it is optional though, but it's better if you do that. So setting this aside, I'll cut out for the back. Notch the shoulder so that you don't get confused, okay. Yes, so that's it for the center back as well. So the next thing I'm going to do now, setting all this aside, is to cut out the lower part of this dress, which is the flare part. So in cutting the lower part of this dress, first of all, I'll take note of the full length of this dress, which is 58. And remember the half length that we worked with was 16. So if I take 16 from 58, we are left with 42. Okay, so 42 is going to be the length of the lower part of the dress. Okay, 42. Then I'm going to add half of an inch to, sew it to the upper part of the dress, and say about 1 inch to sew it to the lower part of the dress. So we'll have 42 plus 1.5, and just make it 2 inches. So we have 44. Okay, 44 will be for the length. Okay, now to know the circumference of this, the waist measurement is 39, and I'll add 4 inch for allowance. Okay, that's for the zipper allowance, and hemming allowance and all that. So 4 inches is okay. So if I add, say, 39 plus 4, that gives me 43. So I'll be cutting it in form of a half circle flare. So which means I'm going to be dividing it by 3.142. So that gives me 13.6, which is approximately 14. Okay. So this 14 now, I'm going to add it to the remember the length of the dress that we have. That's the lower part, what we calculated. We had 44, right? So I'm going to say 14 plus 44. So we have 58. So this is just to give me an idea of how to fold my fabric and to have an idea of the length I'm going to be working with. I'll measure 58 along this length. Okay, so once I have my 58, I just take in half an inch extra, okay, just to be on the safe side. So I'm folding my 58.5. You can see this. So I have it folded into two along 58, right? After folding it along the length of that 58, so folding it this way now, like this, in this triangle form, you see now, this is how I'll fold now to get my half circle. So all I'm going to do now is just to put in the circumference. So like I said, it's just to have an idea. So I don't want to actually cut it exactly. So I just want it to have flare, not as much as this. Instead of folding on this triangle way like this, along this length of 58 we have folded it like this. I'm just going to take it, slant it this way. You see what I'm doing? So you see how the tip looks, okay? So I'm still going to have a fleck effect, but not as full as the triangular fold, okay? So when you're also folding, you need to also watch the lower part, the other side, just to be sure that, to know where you have the shortest, just like from here now, so that you can take note of it on the outside, okay? So in this case, what I'm going to do now is just to find, if you see this upper part, you see that the fabric is also out, okay? So I just have to find like a straight line here, and to be sure that you have it all through, right? So I can take this line as my baseline. So I have 9.75 plus an extra 2.5 inch here, okay? So here now I have to also get the length of the lower part, okay? So like I said earlier on, the lower part was the full length minus half length, 58 minus 16, 42 plus extra 2 inches allowance, that's 44. So I need to get 44 from this line. This line now, I need to get 44. So I have my 44. Okay. So from here, I also get the 44 as well. From this point, you can see here is my 44. So all I do is to connect it. It's not going to be a straight line, just gently curve it to what you have. And here it is, guys. You can see from here to this side. So I'll just go ahead and curl this up. So I want to notch the center. So here it is, guys. So this is the way it looks. You can see the opening it up. You still have that little bit of flareness on the lower part. Okay. So that's it. The next thing now is just to join all these pieces together. So I've not cut out. I'm still going to cut out a band for the sleeve, so 1.5 inch band as well. Okay, just like I did for the neck, I'm still going to do that. Just a straight line. All I need to do is just to measure what I have on this lower part. From here, this is 22, so I'm going to cut 22 in length, then say about 2.5 in width, so that by the time I place it and do my fold, it will give me say a 1.5 inch band. Okay, so that's it, guys. So what I'm going to do next is to join this piece together, turn it out with the lining, then I would come back to show you, the next step. Okay, yes. So guys, I'm done joining the parts together, and I've also turned it out with the lining. You can see how the inside looks, and the sleeve, you can see the band for the neck. I've done that both for the front and for the back. Then also the sleeve. So you see, after the fold, it's about a 1.5 inch band we have here now. So this outfit is almost ready. Okay, what is left now is to take the lower piece, okay, and join it, the flare, I'll join it to the front piece, and also to the back piece. I'll also do the same thing. Take one piece of the back, join it to the front like this, and also the same thing for the other piece of the back. So once that is done, I can now fix my zipper, okay, at the center, but fix my zipper. After fixing the zipper, all is left is just to take the measurements, that's the body measurements. I'll start from my sleeve, just take the measurements all the way straight to the floor length, okay, and after that we'll hem the bottom of the dress, say with 1 inch. Hem the bottom of the dress with 1 inch, and this outfit is completely ready. Okay, so that's it. So what I will do now is just go finish it all up, and I will show you the finished look of this dress. Okay, and here guys, this dress is ready, all done and ready to wear. This is so beautiful. You can see the back side. I really love this neck band, and here it is all the way to the floor length. This is a very lovely dress. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and like, comment, and share as well. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I will appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much again, and see you on the next video. Okay, have a beautiful day.